My name is Owen Muller, and did you know that the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration reports that there were over 66,000 wildfires in the year 2022 in the US? I didn't hear about maybe more than two. Do you know why this is? Because our firefighters and firefighting officials have done an incredible job at keeping us safe. Today I hope to educate you about wildfires, how they happen, how dangerous they are, what we do to prevent them, and how you can keep yourself safe if one were to ever come across your path. I believe this topic is specifically relevant today because of the forest fires in Quebec and Alberta, Canada. They're actually so large that the smoke has made its way down into the air in New England states. Especially if you're from New York, I'm sure you can see the orange in the air and smell the smoke. I myself have no experience in fighting fires. However, my uncle has been a firefighter for over 25 years, and the information you'll hear today comes from him and from other sources online, from encyclopedias and government websites. By the end of this speech, I hope that you will have learned something important about our tactics and techniques used to stop fires before they become widespread, and what is done when they become widespread. Before I go into how we prevent them, I'd like to give you a little context as to what they are and how dangerous they can be. The Britannica Encyclopedia reports that any fire, man-made or naturally occurring, which affects an area of vegetation that is more than 1.8 meters high, is classified as a wildfire. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of them that actually fit this minuscule of a scale. They can happen from any number of reasons, but any area of dense vegetation, especially one that is dry, is susceptible to being lit ablaze. As I said before, there's tons of reasons that a fire can be started, especially accidentally, by humankind. But there can also be natural occurrences of wildfires caused by things such as lightning. How dangerous are they? Well, in terms of speed, it ultimately depends on the speed of the winds in the surrounding area, but the Western Fire Chiefs Association has recorded fires that spread at rates of 15 miles per hour, which is faster than the average human can run. The fire itself will destroy anything flammable and can melt most plastics and metals, which will burn or destroy almost everything inside your home. The smoke and ash, however, is a lot more dangerous, and they can cause eye and skin irritation and also cause a plethora of respiratory issues. In extreme cases, patients have also had strokes and fallen into cardiac arrest solely due to the smoke, stated by the United States Environmental Protection Agency. So what have our brave firefighting officials come up with in order to stop the spread? First and foremost, if it's posing any direct threat to a populated area, that area is then evacuated to a safe distance. I performed an interview with my uncle and I asked him what sort of protocols they train to go through in case of wildfire. Mr. Gray said that they are trained to remove fuel ahead of it and to attack from the sides and already burned areas, so not to get caught up in the fire and get trapped in front of it. The fuel he's speaking of is anything flammable, mostly referring to brush and vegetation. Firefighters will also use specialized rakes to dig up the dirt from areas already burned. These rakes come in various sizes and different purposes. You can see them on my left. They're used to dig up dirt, which is then placed on top of the already burned areas in order to prevent those areas from catching fire again. They also go through a process called backburning, where firefighters will create a ring of fire around the already burned area to create a perimeter. Once the fire reaches this perimeter, it cannot go any farther than that because the flammable material and fuel there has already been spent. You can see this being practiced by the firefighter up in the top left. Unfortunately, there's not much that they can do about the smoke, which also makes it a lot more dangerous. They have a lot of vehicles that they use as well, such as helicopters and planes equipped with massive water tanks that can be dropped onto the burning area and help it fizzle out. These, among many other protocols, are what our professionals have been trained to do. Now, I want to teach you what you can do in case of wildfire. These are a couple charts that I found from the United States Department of Agriculture, and they give a couple suggestions on what you can do. If you notice a wildfire forming or approaching your area, calmly call the local fire department and inform them of the event. If possible, evacuate the area with your family. However, if you have become trapped in the forest fire, then the U.S. Department of Agriculture suggests staying in your home and staying away from all exterior walls. Close all the doors, but keep them unlocked in case you need to get to those other rooms. Keep everyone in the house in one area and try your best to keep calm. Always remember that no matter how hot it is on the inside of your house, it will always be many times more hot on the outside, and also a ton more dangerous. After the fire subsides, check your roof for embers and quickly extinguish them. The same goes for your front and backyard. It is also suggested that you continue checking for embers for at least 12 hours after the fires have been put out, or until professionals come by and tell you that it is safe to come out and all fires have been extinguished. I'm going to leave these charts up for the rest of the speech in case you keep wanting to, in case you want to keep reading them. With that, I hope everyone listening can now put this information to good use and stay safe in such an event. Before I close today, I would like to just restate some important information that you should know. A forest fire can spread faster than the average person can run. Do not, under any circumstances, try to fight the fires if you are not a trained professional. Protect yourself from the smoke from coming fires. Firefighters have numerous tricks up their sleeves to combat and contain forest fires, so please trust them and listen to what they tell you. If you are caught up in the fires, please stay inside and away from all exterior walls. Most importantly, you must stay calm. I ask that everyone listening please practice proper fire safety. Do not fool around with flames or you will get burned. And always, always, always remember that only you can prevent forest fires.